Hi, this is John Wayne, and this is how you play Soluna Explorers. Here is the simple way of playing Soluna Explorers. What you'll need is a deck, like that, and a die. Preferably actually multiple dies will make it easier to play. Some gold coins. You can, hopefully our Kickstarter backer gets enough where we can have multiple coins, but our paper cutout coins. But if not, you can pick up really simply these really nice gold coins on Amazon. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to separate the cards into multiple decks. These are the enemy card, these are the boss cards, and these are the enemy cards. These are the loot cards, and then these are the loot cards. Did I say that? This is location card, these are loot cards. What you want to do for the simplified version, which I actually think is the better way to play it, is there are so many location cards, right? You can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 randomly, 7, and then a single boss card and put it in the back like that. So we'll put enemy cards still here, loot cards still here, but everything else you can put it back into the box. And then what you're gonna do is the players, if you play the solo, it will be even easier, but this is how you're traveling. And then what you want to do is you and your friends and you guys decide who goes first. But let's say I'm playing this solo and I'm going to do this solo because it'll be easier. I'm going to go first. Before I start, I'm going to get a single loot card. This is my hand now. I'm also going to get 3 gold coins. These are kind of like my resources. And what we do is you don't show this to any other player. So for example, I have a rogue daggers. This is going to be useful for me. Nobody else should know that this is in my hand. They just know I have a single loot card. Now you're going to flip over the first one. No, this is a bad example. It's a trap. So the party loses 1 health. We start with 5 health, and now we go down to 4. Once the effect of the location card is completed, this goes away. And we go to the next location card. It says High Mountain Road, draw 2 enemy cards. So 1, 2. So until we take down these enemy cards, we cannot move on to the next location card. And our goal is to get to the boss and take down the boss. In multiplayer, the player that defeats the boss wins the game. So you guys are kind of competing against who can take down the boss. But now that I have 2 enemy cards, we're going to go to combat step. I'm going to say I, beautiful person who's playing the game, will attack Slimus, and then you roll a die. As long as you roll above a 1, you're going to hit, and you will hit it for 1 damage. Slimus only has 1 health, so it dies. Once an enemy dies, you put it back under the enemy pile. You're gonna get a single new loot card. Ding ding, that's kind of like your loot. You defeated an enemy, so you gain a loot. And you're going to get 2 more gold from the bank. So now in total, I have 5 gold. There are also 2 kinds of equipment cards. There's the normal card. These are blue bordered. You have to discard this, so you have to throw it away to use the effect. And you also have these legendary cards, which you don't have to throw away. You can keep this in your hand and say, I pay 3 gold to play this effect. So in this case, I can pay 3 gold for us to gain 1 health. Now, since I'm still playing solo and I just defeated the Slimus, now it's the cadaver. I have finished my attack. Now it's a enemy's turn to attack us. The cadaver will attack us. The cadaver has 1 attack and 1 health. So he's going to also roll a die to see if he hits us. He rolls a 6. So he's going to hit us by 1 health. So now we're down to 3. Now it's my turn to attack again. And let's pretend I roll a 6. When you roll a 6, you actually critical hit it. So you do 2 damage instead of 1. And I'm going to say, before the damage calculation happens, I'm going to use a rogue dagger. So I rolled above a 1, which means the attack hits. So I'm going to use rogue daggers, which says, if this attack hits, I gain 4 gold. So this, I throw it away, I discard it. And then I gain 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then cadaver, then the damage calculation happens. He takes 2 damage and he dies. When he dies, I get another loot card. Ooh, another legendary card. And I get 2 more gold. So gold is the resource, and every player will be fighting for the resource. And this is now completed this way. So you're going to go through that for the rest of the cards. And once all the location cards are completed, you're going to come to the final boss card. And you're going to flip over. It is the Soluna Reaper. This is the main enemy of Solunus. And his ability is at the beginning of its turn, the enemy turn, it draws an enemy card. So he has 12 health, which is a lot. I like to use a d20 to show its health. And like that. And I'm going to say, I, beautiful person, going to attack Soluna Reaper. Dude, it's above 1, so I hit it. It is now 11. Now, it's his turn to attack. In the beginning of his turn, he draws an enemy card. The cadaver will attack us now. This is why the game is much harder when you play alone. The cadaver hits us. We're down to 4. Now the Soluna Reaper attacks us. It rolls a 5, which hits us for 2. So we are down to 2. But what I can do is, before the Soluna Reaper hits us, I can say, actually, I'm going to pay 3 gold. And not throw it away. Pay 3 gold. And I'm going to gain 1 health. So I'm a +1 and -2, which means I only have -1. So instead of taking 2 damage, I only take 1 damage. Now it's down to 3. Okay, now it's back to my turn. And then we do a back and forth of you attacking the enemies, the enemies attacking us, or the multiple players will attack the enemies together. And then as long as whoever takes down the boss wins the game. Okay, so the most complex thing about the game is the player interaction. So, for example, the enemy has 1 health left, and I am on the attacking streak, and this is my partner, assistant, Brave Eduardo. He has his cards, which I don't see, just pretend I don't see it. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna roll a die, and roll a 4. I'm gonna do 1 damage to it, which means I, the beautiful person playing it, wins the game. But but before damage calculation, he can decide, I'm gonna play multiple cards. Well, I'm gonna play cards. I'm gonna play a loot card. So he's gonna say, instead of you hitting it, I'm gonna throw out a loot card, which is Torch, which makes my attack miss. So now my attack does not hit the boss, so that means I won't win. But I will have a chance to respond to his loot card before he plays another card. I'm gonna say, actually, I'm gonna play a wooden bow, which means my attack will hit on top of that. So this attack makes my attack miss. This attack makes my attack will hit. So now I will win the game. Now I cannot play any other loot cards until all the other players decide they don't want to play anymore. Eduardo obviously wants to make sure I don't win. So he's going to say, actually, on top of you hitting it, I'm going to heal the boss for 2 health. So now when I do 1 damage to it, it will become, instead of minusing 1, it will be +1, because +2 minus 1 equals +1. So he will actually become 2 health after my attack hits. And I'm going to say, no, I don't want that to happen. I'm going to use a womb sword, so the legendary equipment. I'm going to pay 3 gold. And now I do 2 extra damage. So I will be able to take down the boss despite healing the enemy players, healing the boss by 2. So the damage calculation has not even happened yet. It's just, this is kind of like a loot card battle. And he's gonna say, alright, I'm gonna do my final one, which he will also pay 3 gold. Pretend this is his gold. He's gonna pay 3 gold and say, actually, I'm gonna reduce your attack by 1. So now we're gonna calculate the whole thing together. Right now, these happen the moment they're played. So my attack, which is 1 attack, misses, but now it hits. Now, instead of the boss gains 2 health, which becomes 3, and then now my attack, which is 1 attack, gets +2 attack, which means I do 3 damage to it, which means the boss will die. But his final attack is reduce my 3 attack by 1, which becomes 2. So now the boss has 3 health, will only take 2 damage and will be at 1 health. And the legendary cards go back to our respective hands. These discarded cards are used up. And then I have not won. Now it is his turn to attack, the other player's turn to attack. Now he has a chance to win. But I still have a chance to use my legendary card, so can he. But yeah, this is the most complex part about the game. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below, or you can also follow our Instagram. I'm pretty much on it all the time. Very sad social media addict, but you can message me there if you have any questions, or I'll generally post probably a new FAQ somewhere on the website, so make it easier for everybody. But hopefully you guys will like the game.